Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be explaining setbacks for site plan. So this is a proposed building, proposed or existing. It's either a proposed building or existing building. Proposed building meaning it has not been built. Then existing building means it's already existing, it has been built. So the main purpose of this video is for you to be able to know the setbacks for every building. Every building is supposed to have setbacks from the boundary of the plot. So if you can see this very plot, the shape of the plot boundary is not square. Although most land is not always square, but this one is very obvious that the is not square at all, especially this very point, from this point to this point. So these are the beacon blocks. There's a beacon block here. At this point there's a beacon block. Then at this very point also there's a beacon block. Then here there's also a beacon block. So this very building, either proposed or existing, cannot be on the boundary, cannot just go ahead and build on the boundary. Let's say for example this proposed building is extended to this place. No, it is very wrong. There should be setbacks for every building. So this is a proposed or existing building. Now for the space, as for the side of the road, this is the existing road. It's called existing road because the road has not been named, so it's called existing road. Assuming there is a name, the name of the road that have appeared here. Now that's not our business. The name of the road is not our business. Now let me explain this part. So at the roadside, which is now the front of the plot, because this very plot is facing this road, the setbacks here is 15 feet. The reason why I decided to dimension this point, that the proposed building or existing building points this way, you dimension this way and you also dimension this way. But before you know the measurement, start drawing your site plan to then know the measurements for the setbacks, you should be able to work with, go to the town planning office in your state or your community to know the various setbacks for a residential building and also for commercial building. So for this very one I'm explaining is for residential building. I already know the measurement that is accepted in my state. For this very one, the state I am is Edo State. Now the setbacks from the front of the building, that's, you are not going to just build to the road. The space that is given, which is the setbacks, is 15 feet. So from this place to this point, 15 feet. This is the line of the building line. This is the building line, or around this place where the proposed or existing is. This is the building line. Then this other line that you are seeing is the dimension line. So the dimension here, I dimensioned from here to here. The measurement should be 15 feet, should not be less than 15 feet for a residential building. Then at this other point of the building line, the edge of the building line, you should also dimension the measurement. The measurement should not also be less than 15 feet. There are cases that maybe the boundary here, the line that is present in this place is very slopey, and after the square of this building, you will see that this place is now the square of the, after the square of the building, you see that the space here now be less, maybe for example 12 feet. It's very wrong. You should the measurement you should get here should not be less than 15 feet here. If this place is 15, here can be more than 15. It's not bad. Not that one is less than 15 and one is 15 or more than 15. This place this point should not be less than 50 feet. Then this point also should not be less than 15 feet. Also now at the back of the building, of the proposed or existing building, you can see this place are indicated here to be 6 feet. According to building regulation, the town planning regulation in my state, the back of the building should not be less than 6 feet. That's to the boundary. The plot boundary should not be less than 6 feet. Now you can see this place is 6 feet because of the shape of the plot. That's the boundary of the plot. You can see that this line is going up. As this boundary line is increasing, it means that from the building line of this edge point to this very point, where to this straight line to this point, then definitely it means that there will be an increase in measurement. So if there is an increase in measurement, it's okay, it's fine, as long as this very point here, this very other point that is less, it should not be less than 6 feet. So it can happen in reverse. Maybe for example, this place will be more, will be higher, then here will be lower. Then if this place is lower, it means that this place should be 6 feet, should not be less than 6 feet. Then this place can be higher, it can be higher, it does not matter, as long as it's not less than the value that is required. Now the side of the building, in my town should be, it says that at the side of the building should not be less than 6 feet. Now here is 6 feet, then this place is 6 feet. That at this other edge of the building line should also measure out the dimension, should not be less than 6 feet, should not be less than 6 feet. But if the plot, the line of the plot, maybe for example this very line is protruding this way, maybe this way like this, it's coming this way, maybe here is shorter from the edge of the building line, the here is wider, then it means that this place must be maintained at 6 feet. I'm not saying that it must be 6 feet, that it should not be less than 6 feet. It can be more than 6 feet. So if I tell you that this measurement should be certain measurement, I'm trying to tell you that it should not be less than that measurement. It can be more than that measurement. Now, if this place is 6 feet, let's say according to the way what I was explaining, that this shape assuming is like this, this place can be more than 6 feet, but it should not be less than 6 feet. The here will be wider because of the shape of the boundary. So this, if you understand this concept, you can be able to dimension and give setbacks for any type of boundary of site plan, any site plan boundary that's not square, that is not square at all. So this other side is, this very other side is very obvious that this one is not so square as well. That is not parallel to this line, is not parallel to this line. So if I say square, meaning it's merely parallel lines, because you hardly see land that is 190 that is at 90 degree. So it's merely parallel lines. You can see that this one is not parallel to this other side. So that does not mean, as long as I'm able to get my building line. Now from my building line to this point, although this point should be considered, should not be less than 6 feet. Here should not be less than 6 feet as well. Now another thing for you to consider when you are creating your design is that area of plot, area built should not be more than half of area of plot. Area built should not be more than half of area of plot. So that's what the rule says. So with that rule, you can be able to control your kind of direct your overall measurement and all that. So that rule is also very important. With the setbacks, that rule is very important as well. Now another thing you have to do is, you can see that this is the existing road, whatever road, you can call it whatever road that it is. You have to know the size of the road. You can know the size of the road by looking at it and know if the road is very wide, you can know the size. If it's small, you can know the size, or you can take measurement. But there are some roads that cannot. If you don't want to take measurement, you can be able to check and see Now from the midpoint of of that's the size of the road, the measurement of the road, divide it by 2. Then you indicate your measurement. You show your measurement, the midpoint of the road to the boundary. Then you dimension it and write it out. It's very important when it has to do with town planning regulation, especially in my state here. They want you to show the measurement. They want you to show the measurement from the middle of the road to the boundary. So just indicate the measurement there. So another thing is, these are the beacon blocks. The beacon blocks, the beacon numbers we indicated. So all these, the other details are, those are not what I need to explain now. I'm just considering the setbacks that is needed, but there are a lot of buildings that people do build, they don't consider the setbacks. They just build, and at the end of the day it becomes very bad arrangement, and which is not right. But there are cases that some person will just build something, they'll build like stores on wall fence, which is not right. So it's not good for you to build on your wall fence. Let's say for example government want to expand the road and decide to expand the road, so it's definitely going to affect the plot, the stores or the building that is built to the fence. So assuming the person has an approved plan and government has affected the fence, he or she can present the the building plan design, approved building plan design, so for them to see. Then if there is wall fence wall fence is added to the building plan design, then the government will be responsible for the payment of the fence that has been destroyed.